This shit's on iTunes.
Jeez.
You gotta listen to it when you eat a spoonful of ice cream. Because I say what I want and I mean what I mean. But I got a team of people to help me.
With the debating thing, I think it just doesn't seem right. Like, as far as, yeah, you can play devil's advocate, but if the side that you're arguing is faulty, that should come out if the other person has any idea what they're doing, because if they don't, then you're just manipulating them, really.
Or you use there's a bunch of pieces to an idea and argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
And debate is all if this then that, and you got to either destroy the idea they put forth, or you have to let it stand. And if it's still standing after that piece has been debated out, then it has to be assumed as a truth, right? But there's all types of ways to manipulating to say, for example, I can it's got to be an ambiguous thing. It's usually about like philosophical ideas, right?
Yeah, something moral usually.
Yeah, exactly. Or a perception thing, or like I debated with somebody recently, which actually went on for hours, and it was the person's still not really over it, and they're kind of like, I feel a little bad about it, but the person said you have to conform to society to succeed.
Yeah, no, I would definitely disagree with that.
I disagree with it hardcore, and I drilled it for hours, because it was the way that they were the situation they were speaking on particular. Was they were condemning somebody's identity that's in my little cousin. She's 18 and she's wonderful and I love her. And I'm not gonna let anybody talk about her identity as being wrong or bad.
Was it like a transgender thing, or?
No, I mean, she just dyed her hair blue.
That was it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. He was trying to argue that was wrong?
Yeah.
That's kind of bizarre.
That he won't go out to places with her because of how she looked. And I wanted to, and it's actually my uncle, or my guy my aunt married, and he's awfully sensitive, and he's still not right about it. He and I had a good relationship until this. I don't hate him, but he has a worldview that is, in my opinion, very weak and cancerous too. He'll sit there and he'll berate his daughters and shit, and so they have to be perfect for daddy to love them.
That's sad.
And it's like, I fucking hate that. It's only because that happened to him, and he is like in a constant state of self-loathing, and he really doesn't like himself very much, and he does not feel accepted by his father. So I just see this cycle perpetuating, and I'm not going to let that happen to my little cousin if I could do anything about it. My aunt has to sit there and kind of take it, because then the same type of thing will start happening to her. Well, he'll get there and lecture her, and he goes on and on and on and on. And it was so stupid, the shit he was saying. And I murdered him on every point, and I was holding back, but I was throughout the whole time I was thinking like, well, I can argue the counter of this just as strong, but put it in a different, not make it so absolute. Debate is great for developing further understanding of things, but nothing should be, when it's you can't really have a debate on is this grass green. If you debate things that are like has a logical framework that cannot be
empirical truths, yeah.
Yes, then that's not it's more policy and political or philosophical things, which, in my opinion, whoever is going to win is the person that's better at debating. And so that isn't really, You know, when Eric comes on here, he's such a good debater that these things have to be known. I feel, and he doesn't necessarily always phrase them that way.
No, I get what you're saying, man. That just because you might have won the debate or I can't keep up with you in this debate doesn't mean you're empirically, factually, objectively right. It just means you can debate better than I can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
I fight all the time
fun
with
technical
my
stuff.
girlfriend, fiance, all the time because I'm better at it than she is, and she'll be like, just because I don't have an argument for that right now doesn't mean that you're just fucking flat out right.
And who are you? What's your name?
Ace, man.
I feel like you've been on here before while I've been on here.
Possibly. I'm new though. I've only been on this for like less than a week.
Well, welcome, sir.
Thank you. You're the. I always ask this because I think it's funny, but you're like the villain, right?
Half the time. The other half, I'm the exact opposite.
There you go, man. So you're like an anti-hero, like a really complex villain.
Yeah, actually, I plan on making a video. Like, I went back throughout the history of the channel and was putting together I could put together 5 saying how good of a person I am and how awesome I am. And the other 5 where they're saying, man, Nick's really sketchy. You guys be careful of Nick.
Sketchy.
It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, two-faced bastards.
It's insane. And then you'll have Eric saying how he loves me and stuff, and like it brings me to tears when I think about what, the impact Nick's had. And then he'll say, I don't know what to think about Nick. I don't trust him. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
It's because he's high all the time. He doesn't even know what he's saying.
So crazy. I had to take a step back because I was starting to listen to it too much. And like, it is just, I've been consistently try to be nice and not fuck with anybody. I try and be nice to people. And if I attack somebody, it's somebody who I think is evil and is generating widespread harm or damage. Negative influence. That's it.
Can't have people fucking with the feng shui, man.
Yeah, I don't like immoral people.
But I want to say that arguing and debating topics is negative influence.
It does.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
negative influence?
Yeah, debating topics in here, you think that's a negative?
When you take it too far, you definitely can.
I think it's a negative influence to the person who's doing it. Like, I think it has a negative impact on Eric sometimes.
Well, Eric uses attacking mechanisms to basically
He tries to
decimate the individual, and sometimes that's a tactic he'll use, which if you can see that, then you realize that the point isn't actually being.
He tends to verbally when he's debating them.
Well, Eric's kind of crazy anyway. I mean, I don't think he take it personal.
He is.
Just be like, shut the fuck up, Eric.
Well, what I read off of him when he was debating Jacob 2 days ago, whatever that was, about legalizing LSD. What I read from it, and I talked with Audra.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was like, I talked with Audra a little bit about it, and I was like, I think Eric's at least I think a part of it is that because he's so good at it, and because he's usually miles ahead of his opponent because they're just not used to debating on that level. Eric's making arguments about shit the other person hasn't even said yet.
Yeah, he'll leap ahead five stages.
Eric, it's obvious that Eric has debated topics so much that he's formed specific tactical approaches to specific arguments that are repetitive if you listen to him a lot. And so, I don't know. I mean, I guess he just wants to win. Maybe that's the point to him.
Well, yeah.
He loved.
That's
But
like-
it's almost like, you know, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna take Eric's, like, if the same is like debating Eric, someone who doesn't debating Eric, I started thinking like somebody trying to sell something who has against me, who like somebody trying to sell something opposite to me, who's not a professional salesperson.
Yeah.
And that's where it really was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't even have any, like, he can beat me in any debate he wants, and I don't have an ego attachment to it. But it's now it's just competitiveness. I'm very competitive, but like, you know, if he doesn't beat nearly everyone in a debate, then you know, he just should. It wouldn't make any other sense to not.
Eric said publicly that if he sees himself losing the argument, he won't let himself lose. He'll just destroy the entire argument. I think he does that through personally attacking individuals, where the point kind of gets lost in translation.
Straw man, he gets a little wiggly.
Yeah.
I have a full like 40 something like links through various videos throughout time, like interesting times of like the history of all this, and I love him to death, first of all, but he's so inconsistent.
I honestly think it's funny when Eric gets like really heated in debate.
Huh?
I just think it's kind of humorous that after it reaches the point of losing all objectivity, it's just kind of silly.
But it's like, for me, for example, it's crazy how I could talk to him so much. I could talk to him about personal shit, whatever, and then he goes and all of a sudden start calling me a fucking clinical narcissist and distrusting, schemy person, like going on a. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose.
But I also wonder how he felt about LC's video. That kind of like was like, oh, I wonder his reaction's gonna be to that.
What was the video?
You all didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Did you see it, Courtney?
No, is it on the main YouTube?
Yeah. I'll play it when I get in. Here's it right now. It had you were a big part of it, Courtney.
I was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn, she called you a shiesty ass hoe. I saw it. I heard it myself.
No.
She called you trifling. She said you were trifling. How do you feel about that?
I love
And the fact that he never mentioned it also is pretty crazy. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I want this.
What's it about?
I'll have to play it.
Is it a compilation?
Yeah.
And
And then I want to read you my poem. Testing, mic check.
Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. You know what it do? I be smelling like doo doo while I'm doing the mic check 1 2. Niggas coming through, playing that YouTube, talking with famous people.
Yes.